Somebody link it.
Yeah, I got a banana in my hand.
This is where dreams are made. Winnings are
Not like an actual banana, like I'm feeling it.
Thickies Pokemon League, the best and beautiful league.
Has me in a chokehold.
In the spotlight, they gleam, living the Pokemon dream. The Thickies Pokemon League, where the best and the bold. Only beauty can compete, only legends are told. Flashing lights and roaring crowd, in the ring they take their stance. Only pros and beauty queens, here they all get their chance. Thickies Pokemon League, the best and beautiful league. In the spotlight they gleam, living the Pokemon dream. From Bulbasaur to Charizard, strong and stunning and bright. Every battle's a star show, every match a pure delight. Electric sparks and fiery blaze, trainers shouting their cheer. This is where dreams are made, winnings are quest. Oh dear, Thickies Pokemon League, the best and beautiful league. In the spotlight they gleam, living the Pokemon dream. The Thickies Pokemon League, where the best and the bold. Only beauty can compete, only legends are told. Flashing lights and roaring crowd, in the ring they take their stance. Only pros and beauty queens here.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Thickies Podcast. A lot going on here tonight. We got a big coach reveal, some power rankings, and a little playoff preview. Tommy Tutu and Machiavelli in the booth here tonight.
Yeah.
How we do?
Doing good. I think we're going to dive right into these coaches.
Yeah, why not?
Let's look at that Season 9 roster. A lot of newcomers on that list and some returning competitors. Indeed. Yeah, we've got Lil Luxio. That's a new guy there. Looks very promising. RJ, who was also active in the Thickie chat. What do you guys think of what you see here?
I'm just seeing the ball spin. I'm not seeing anything on my. There we go. My bad, Tutu. I'll go first. Yeah, Achilles, welcome back. Staying safe. Happy to be in there. Not sure what that name says. Something about a 780. Once did a 780 turn into scooter, hurt my ankle. Limited Sunny, welcome back. Sunny Cool, welcome back. Good roster.
Yeah, like what I'm seeing there. We got the Bandito coming back. Fan favorite. Hopefully lasts a little longer than 2 weeks this time. Remains to be seen, but is excited about the draft. I know he's been prepping behind the scenes.
Jesus. Not a fan there. Like I was telling you earlier, Mikey, I think the league has the highest level of talent it has had since its inception. Hopefully these new guys that you brought along, up that talent level. We have our best season to date next year.
Yeah, I think we definitely could. There's a lot of talent in the league at the moment. Keep in mind, these are not separated into conferences. The curator will be handling that here very soon. Everybody be sure to check the updated TPL rules for next season. There have been some minor changes and adjustments. Yeah, definitely a talented field. Could be an even more exciting season than this one, but this season, not yet over. We've got some power rankings as we head into the playoffs. These came from the producer straight to me. One thing you'll notice is the conference divide here. In the top 8, according to the producer, who may not have given it much more analysis than looking at the records and differential, perhaps. Not a fan of my conference.
Yeah, it's just based off a record. That's a really, really thought out power rankings looks like here.
Yeah, definitely had to be some decisions made with regards to Cal and Forgot. I believe those two did play, however. What was the head-to-head there, the result?
I believe Kel won.
There it is. We've hacked the producer's formula here. We sort of reverse engineered it and really gotten to the heart of how these power rankings come to be.
Yeah, whoever won the most games, best player.
Yeah, generally speaking.
Yeah, I mean, I like to touch on that a little bit. I mean, Kel beat Dev head to head. I know the differential looks a little bit different. I think Swaggy's getting omitted a little bit, and I think it's the matter of he didn't really have any games to play a couple weeks, you know, so you didn't really see the talent of display. I mean, he's been chilling over there in the mountain for a little bit now. Will he be rusty going into round one? We'll see. But yeah, I mean, we're happy to be 8-0, but obviously, 0-0 as the playoffs start.
Yeah, absolutely. Once you're in, you're in. I will say, you know, your conference does have the benefit of, you know, having two players with very poor records.
Sure.
Really, maybe fluffing the records a bit there on that side. I don't think the producer went that in depth, but I think Frizzcore will pick up the slack.
Yeah, I think, no disrespect to Forgot. I think there's a number of trainers you could put in that slot over him.
Perhaps,
any numbers?
But I think the top
trades
7
come
is
off yet?
pretty solid. I think that's a solid top 7.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to, you know.
Yeah, I think out of the top 4 on the list, probably a big discrepancy. You get on me finished? Thanks. I think between the top 4, there's probably a big discrepancy with everybody underneath. It's the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a noticeable gap.
Sure.
Yeah.
I was going to touch on it and say that, you know, a guy like Frizz, a little chip on the shoulder, though, Mikey, I think he thinks he should be in this top 8. You know, he's been scrappy lately, you know, he really grind out games and really get momentum into the playoffs here. I wouldn't want to be a greeted this week coming up. I mean, Frizz, he's got that McGearn tuned up.
Bad week to be a pickle, many are saying. Frisian, I think, is very locked in heading to these playoffs. He's played pretty well this season. All of his losses, to your point, very scrappy, gritty, hard-fought series. That out of the way, we're going to look at these round 1 matchups.
Yeah, this is my favorite time of the year, man.
Only 16 players remain, 4 already out. Starting in the Teal Conference, start from the bottom here. Frisian and Greedon. One of the highlights of this round 1.
Yeah, I think Greedon is gonna take an 0-2 loss here. Like you said, I think Frisian is locked in. I think he's been the clear better trainer over the course of the season, although Greedon has picked it up in the last 3 to 4 weeks. We'll see what he brings in the playoffs, but I do have Frisian in a 2-0 victory.
Wow, Greedon has looked pretty good lately, I must admit.
Yeah. I think you're discounting the pickles a little bit there, Tommy. I mean, obviously, I like what Frizzy has been doing. But have we looked at what Greedon has done last couple weeks? I mean, Maki, who came in, probably one of the most, I guess, right off the bat, a lot of hype. Greedon handled it pretty easily. I mean, if you can replicate that here, obviously Dragonite's a big part of that. Protecting Dragonite is his key to victory, as it should every week. But especially if he knocks out McGearn, I think that Dragonite can really, get overwhelming for Frizz.
Not really sold on the Maki victory.
What do you mean by that?
I think it was probably due to the overhype from Chiba towards the Maki camp, but it didn't come to fruition.
Thank
so far, at least.
You two for that analysis. We're gonna move on now. I like Greedon here. Actually.
I like Greedon, yeah.
But I still think Frisian wants it a little bit more. I think I go Frisian 2-1.
I don't know, on paper, I mean, sorry to cut you off. On paper, yeah, if McGearn is out of the way, I'm telling you, Dragonite looks really, really solid here. Halucha Hydreigon, Bruxis, Rotom Heat, Rillaboom, even Clodsire doesn't want to take anything from D-Knight, even unboosted. Yeah, he's really gotta, preserve that McGearn here.
He's got some nice ways of reacting to a lot of the threats on Greedon's team, I think. And I think he's going to play pretty sharp with Magearna going into these playoffs. I really could see the series going either way. Yeah, well, I guess we'll be a little split decision on that. Tommy Tutu, what's your final answer?
Yeah, I like Frizion in this matchup.
All right, unanimous decision, Frizion, but it's going to be a close one. That brings us to
agree.
Swaggy Boy and Tommy Edward Tutu.
I'll leave this one up to you guys.
Yeah, obviously, I think Tutu caught him with a sucker punch early in the season, Mikey, if you will. Tutu obviously flew under the radar for Swaggy's analysis. Probably really didn't, get up for this one the way I thought maybe he wanted to. I mean, Tutu's got an incredible matchup on paper, not to discount that at all. But with that being said, I'm going to go Swaggy 2-1. I think it's going to be tough to beat Swaggy again. I think he's really going to save his best for last. He's got to use Latios smarter in this series, obviously. Comfy's going to be another tough matchup for it. We've seen Tutu get creative with Chien Pao, which I like, stepping outside the box a little bit versus DP, clear Amulet talks. Swaggy in the playoffs is a different breed. It really is.
Yeah, going to be a tough out for sure. I mean, I think Swaggy's matchup on paper is pretty solid. Tutu's roster just not very versatile, right? One of the downsides, as it has been all season long, is that you're really asking a lot out of Tusk every game, and nothing that can really back up Tusk in any of its roles, really. I like Swaggy 2-0 here. I think, like you said, I think the previous matchup was a bit fluky. I think Swaggy Boy 2-0.
Yeah, I
Fairly
disagree on the fluky and the sucker punch.
Yeah, I think you got
Just
sleeping, buddy.
I think if you go watch the tape, man, the tape says otherwise.
I think the tape would support what we were saying here.
Yeah,
Actually.
okay, let's go to the next matchup.
Well, yeah, let's go
Yeah,
to
Swaggy Boy wins. All right, yeah.
unanimous decision.
Frost DP Maki. Yeah.
Frost DP Maki, and I think DP the heavy favorite here.
Sure. Yeah, some thicky sportsbook odds are putting him at a minus 400 to advance here, and I'm going to back that. I think you stack that with a 2-0 win, and I think you just roll that one into the weekend.
Yeah, I really want to see what Maki can do with a roster of her own choosing.
Sure.
Yeah, is one of those guys, playing against him, he's going to make the battle drawn out. It's kind of how his team is built. You're going to have to outplay him for, 30, 40 turns if you want to win. Based off of what I've seen from Maki, I think Frost DP takes the match 2-0.
Yeah, I think Palafin, Electric Terra looks excellent here. I think even that compounded with Valiant is just going to overwhelm. I mean, Cyclozar, no. Spectre, Shaman Sky. I mean, a lot of the Gouging Fire, a lot of these things, and who's switching to a Moonblast besides taking on Maki's team? And once that goes down, it's really free. I like DP 2-0.
Yeah, DP's really favored those special Valiant sets all season long, specs, and even the Life Orb, like we saw in Week 8.
Yep.
Yeah, very, very tough. Could easily overwhelm the lone Tinkaton there. DP 2-0, I think, but would like to see what Maki can do with a fresh draft. Myself and Caterpie, I'll let you two take this.
Not sure if it will get played. We haven't seen Caterpie's internet crank back up.
We've DM'd him. He's around.
Okay, he's around. All right, so we did. I think it'll be quick. I think it'll be beheading. Mikey 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, just based off of the few series I watched from Caterpie, definitely competent. He's not one of these trainers that usually comes in a league and flops. He looked impressive in the couple of series that I watched, but I think Mikey's not going to have the season that he did and let some guy come in and take him out.
No.
I got Mikey 2-0. He's going to be locked in.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you for the vote of confidence. Caterpie, electing not to join next season, will be available as a backup if needed. We thank him for that service. Would really like to see what he could do with a draft of his own as well. But an impressive showing, I thought, joining in so late as well.
Sure.
And we'll take a look at the Indigo Conference over here now, starting with Dev and Forgot.
Yeah, so this is a rematch of Week 1. I'm pretty sure that, Week 1. Forgot had his way with him. Pause. Excadrill looks really good. I think, he's Dev really pivoted mid-season, changed that team up. I didn't like it pre-draft. I like it post-draft. I think Dev is more dialed in though. Last couple of weeks, we've seen Forgot stay up to 6 a.m. playing Roblox. Not really sure if that's on the game plan this weekend, but I think this one goes to 3. I think Forgot's gonna slip up here, maybe 1 or 2 turns that Dev wins. That Ursa Luna's gonna be an issue.
Yeah, I'll tell you what else
Yeah, I
is going to
think
be an issue.
that
That
comes on top.
Annihilate. But Tutu, you may continue.
Yeah, I think Dev comes out on top in this one, just based off of what I've seen from the 2 trainers. Like Max said, Dev's been dialed in. He also has a new team. Look for Ursa Luna to go wild this week. Duo.
Okay, very nice. Yeah, I'm not sure where I'd go on this one. I do like the Annihilate matchup. Dev's team is, it's a bit odd on paper, but he seems to perform pretty well with it. Forgot, yeah, like you said, haven't really seen much, drive there this season, but he did finish 5-3. And if that's him, sort of half-assing it, I think he could pull away with the win here. Dev, though, former champion, I think I lean Dev 2-1 when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 2-1 as well.
Yeah, another unanimous decision here in the booth tonight. Brings us to Willis and Kell.
Yeah,
I'm going to take the Walrasian route here. This is a toss-up. Willis is known to really bring his best in the playoffs. I think he has a slight edge, but Kell has been really, really good this season. I think they're both fantastic trainers. I think this is one of the best matchups of the first round. I think this is the game of the week personally, but I think he could go either one here, really. I do give the slight edge to Willis, so if I had to pick, I'd say Willis 2-1, but this is going to be a fantastic series.
I think it goes 3. I think Kell takes game 1. I think Willis adjusts game 2. I think Kell goes Boulder sweep game 3. I just think she's got too much late game potential here. I really love Boulder here late game, especially just that Ogerpon just can't Terra, so you just can't click cudgel late game like I really like to see. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be a close one, but Kell lost earlier this season, just like Dev switched up the team. Galar Moltres, how you doing? Caesar, decent, opportunity here, I think, on paper. I don't know. I just think that Boulder's going to crank game 3.
Yeah,
I think Kell's kind of underrated.
Yeah, the matchup's a bit of a scissor feast if you look at it. It's kind of
Yeah. Look at Caesar, dude.
Yeah, I'm really going to limit the Salamence's sweeping potential. And then Kell has one of the more sort of resistant teams to Ogerpon Wellspring in the entire conference.
Exactly.
Sinistra able to take a hit. Hexorus forces it to run, like play rough or something. And even Cresselia, one of the ultimate walls in the game.
Yeah, that's why I was saying if Willis had the ability to cudgel Terra here, I think just smacking that thing would be a little bit easier. But yeah, Cress is a threat, low key.
Yeah, Willis, I think, though, has just performed a little bit better historically in the playoffs. And he's got some good ways of countering Kell, too, I believe. Looking at the roster here, I think I would lean Willis 2-1.
Yep.
Definitely a toss-up, though. I think that'd definitely be one of the series to really key in on this coming week. Chiva and Limit. Chiva had quite a season.
Yeah, really. 7-1, dominant. Chiva was even dominant, I think, when we played head-to-head. I had to stranglehold that series late to come out on top. Shout out MVP Crown. But, Limit's got a really, really... I know this is kind of, I'm not a psychic terrain, so I can't really say, this Limit's team's really annoying to play against, but it's really annoying playing against. But I think Chiva's going to find a way. Whether it's 2 games, whether it's 3 games, I think Chiva will find a way. I'm going Chiva 2-1. I think Limit may squeak 1. But
I think Chiva wins in dominant fashion 2-0.
Wow. Yeah, I think it could be a little closer than that. Limit is kind of volatile in his play.
Mm-hmm.
But he has a high peak, I think, from what we've seen in the past. And at the end of the day, he does have Ogerpon Hearthflame. Just waiting to click that Terrafire Cudgel, too. Had that last week, though. Didn't really see much of it. I think
Yeah, we
Chiva
shut that
is the
down.
favorite 2-0 here. And finally, that'll bring us to Machiavelli and Herondai. And I've got Herondai 2-0 this week. Round
Yeah, for sure. Arendai just destroys him, eliminates the Psy Spam, Sidekick Terrain, and Machiavelli's 8-0 run ends in tragic fashion. He does it. That's all that matters.
All
Yep.
matters.
Yep.
I like the matchup on paper, if I'm being honest. And
Yep.
if there were 1 week for Herondai to really hit the gas, this would be it. I think the fans want it. I know I want it.
I would have hit the gas before playing me.
Yeah, I think if Herondai could really lock in this week, maximize that matchup, I don't think Machiavelli stands a chance.
Yeah, I'm glad there's only one person listening to this live right now. I'm going to behead him on Sunday night.
Whoa! No executions. In the TPS.
His head will be on the Soho Pike.
Whoa.
Do it.
All right. I think we're going to wrap it up here.
Yep.
With those predictions. Should be an exciting playoffs. That's all I really got.